Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, February 16. On this date in 2009, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Spokane, Washington. In the main event, Randy Orton fought Shane McMahon to a draw in an unsanctioned fight. On this date in 1998, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Tampa, Florida. In the main event, Lex Luger and Sting defeated Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage by disqualification in a tag team match. On this date in 1997, the WWF held its In Your House Final Four pay-per-view. In the main event, Bret Hart defeated Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and Vader in a fatal four-way elimination match for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. On this date in 2004, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Bakersfield, California. In the main event, Shawn Michaels pinned Chris Benoit. This has been Today in Wrestling History, February 16. Welcome back to Political Wrestling Weekly. What is going on today? My goodness. Now, this is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. We are talking wrestling and storylines, and apparently who knows what the heck else is going to happen. That's the excitement and unpredictability of this show. As Vince McMahon said, nothing can go wrong when it's live, right? Although we'll see and hope that nothing goes wrong. Hopefully not even my predictions, and my predictions certain to go wrong for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up tomorrow. Starting off, we've got the pre-show. They usually do that a half hour before. Brodus Clay and Tensai, a couple of the larger individuals, taking on the, at least for one night only, reunited team of Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. I think, again, I'm always about getting the crowd kind of excited to kick things off. So I think Brodus Clay and Tensai are going to win there, dancing in the ring, the disco ball, the whole deal. You've got the Divas title on the line, Caitlyn defending against Tamina Snuka. I'm going to go with Caitlyn retaining just because. Tamina might need another month to develop. Might they go with a change at WrestleMania? Who knows? We'll find out. 6 weeks or so from now. Antonio Cesaro defending the U.S. title against The Miz. I think Cesaro's going to retain there. Alberto Del Rio and The Big Show for the world title. No last man standing. Somehow I think Del Rio will still prevail and head into WrestleMania as world heavyweight champion. Then you've got the six-man tag match. John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus against the Shield's Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. I think the Shield's going to win here, but Cena's going to end up decimating them, looking strong, heading into WrestleMania to take on the WWE champion. And I'll say who that is coming up after I mention the Elimination Chamber match to determine the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship for WrestleMania. Randy Orton, Jack Swagger, Chris Jericho, Kane, Daniel Bryan, and Mark Henry. That is a stacked lineup. And that makes it extremely difficult. But based on the comments earlier and the direction that WWE's heading, I'm going to go out on a limb. I think it's going to be Swagger and Del Rio at WrestleMania. Figure why not develop both of those guys, have them put a little bit of a showcase on. Hopefully it'll go longer than the 18 seconds that was the World Heavyweight Championship match last year at WrestleMania between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. We can only hope. Maybe they'll go 36 seconds. Who knows? And then The Rock and CM Punk for the WWE Championship. If The Rock is disqualified or counted out, he loses the championship. I think somehow The Rock is going to prevail, and we've got Rock Cena 2, once in a lifetime, for the second time at WrestleMania. There's my prediction certain to go wrong. Let's go ahead and get back to the phones where we've got John from Northeast Philly. John, save me here.
You're going to talk political. You're going to talk political. That's right. You hear right.
Oh, we've apparently got John, the body conspiracy theory Ventura, on the line here.
If you can believe that.
If you can believe that, yes.
Who said anything about John? Who said that?
I have no idea. My producer. Maybe he misheard you. Maybe he misheard John for Jesse on the line there. I know they're both easily... they both start with J, so they're easily indistinguishable.
But it's not spelled like Jarrett, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. What's going on, John?
You think this, with Bruno going in, does this open the door for Randy Savage, or do you think that there's still a lot of, burning embers on that bridge?
Well, Triple H is the one who put all the negotiations together for Bruno. And from last I remember hearing, Lanny Poffo, he's kind of following in Randy's footsteps, that Lanny, in speaking for the late Randy Savage, is basically saying, if you're going to induct Randy, you're going to induct the whole Poffo family, Angelo Poffo, Lanny, as well as Randy. And if they're going to stay steadfast on that, then we're probably not going to see Randy Savage in the WWE Hall of Fame anytime soon.
Now, when he says that, does he mean like the family as a group or individually? I mean, are they
I don't know, but I would imagine as a group, so that way all three of them can be inducted. So it's not like a one per year thing. And then, plus that kind of allows WWE to not pull a screw job and be like, all right, well, this year we'll induct Randy, the next year we'll induct you, and the following year we'll induct Angelo, and then they induct Randy and then basically say, forget it, go away.
Yeah, 'cause
we got what we wanted. So I don't think it's going to necessarily go that route.
But, it'll be a very interesting show, to say the least, because no matter who they put on the Hall of Fame ballot this year, Bruno just completely overshadows everything. And he should. Bruno alone is a Hall of Fame induction show by itself.
Well, that's the thing. Just with the four names so far announced, it's stacked. I mean, between Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, right there between those two names alone, you've got 16 years worth of reigning WWF championships going into World Wrestling Federation in 79. So, there's a lot of history there. And then on top of it, oh, by the way, Mick Foley and Trish Stratus.
Alone with Backlund and Sammartino, those two alone could be considered, you consider them maybe the foundation of pro wrestling today, going all the way back to the Triple WF into the WWF. And then, we'd all know Backlund got all weird on us. But still, those two alone, I don't think, even if Savage were to go in alone...
What do you mean he got weird on you, you plebeian?
The whole, the Kevin Nash beating him in 8 seconds or whatever.
It was either 8 or 9 seconds. Yeah, the Madison Square Garden match, November 26, 94. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I did too when I was watching WrestleMania last year, and Comcast couldn't get me the show for a half hour, and I missed the first 18 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Oh, yeah, almost as short as King Kong Bundy and Special Delivery Jones, right?
Yeah, well... Next year, since we're on the subject of WrestleMania, and then I'll tap out, New Orleans.
Yeah, it looks like that might be the special announcement this Monday. It doesn't help that New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees tweeted that WrestleMania 30 would be at New Orleans, so I don't know if he's going to be spoiling the surprise necessarily, if that's what they were going for announcing this Monday at noon, but they're going to be live streaming a special announcement. Vince McMahon, not Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, The Rock, Triple H, John Cena are going to be there. I guess Vince is still recovering from the hip surgery.
Or his exploding limo.
Oh, that's another story for another day. All right, I hate to do it, but I got to tap you out. We're about a minute away from high school basketball here. Thanks so much for the call, John, as always. Some other quick news and notes in the next minute. WWE Studios, they're making a comedy, Cruising for a Bruisin', focusing on two rule-breaking ex-cops who get back together to take revenge on the crooks and a corrupt senator who murdered their mentor. I'd like to see Daniel Bryan and Kane in that. We'll see if that happens. Sonny's Rehab, no longer funded by WWE. We'll save that one for next week, as well as the WWE video games. And, yeah, we've got a lot of news that we'll push off till next week, and more on the Olympic stuff next week as well, plus the fallout from Elimination Chamber. So much going on. Oh, man, I got to catch my breath. Stay tuned. We've got high school basketball coming up here on 1490 WBCB. Thanks, as always, to Starship Matt Sarshik, for pushing the buttons, turning the dials, and answering your phone calls. Without you, I'm just rambling for an hour, and trust me, nobody wants to be put through that. Stay tuned. Dan Wing's got the call for West Windsor, Plainsboro North, and Trenton basketball here on WBCB.